One photo, a whole town gone. This is Centralia. What I'm about to tell you sounds like something from a Stephen King novel. Picture this. You wake up one morning, step outside your front door, and your entire town is gone. Not destroyed by war, not swept away by a natural disaster, just buried alive, as if the earth itself decided to swallow 1,100 people whole, erasing their existence from the map. This isn't science fiction. This isn't a campfire story. This is the true documented horror of Centralia, Pennsylvania, a town that's been burning alive for over 60 years, and the fire shows no signs of stopping. Let me take you back to 1962. Centralia was the kind of town Norman Rockwell might have painted. A tight-knit community in the heart of Pennsylvania's coal country. Founded in 1866, it was built right on top of one of the richest anthracite coal deposits in America. For nearly a century, Centralia thrived. The men worked in the mines, their wives packed their lunches, children played in the streets. There were 5 hotels, 7 churches, 27 saloons, and 2 theaters. This was a town with a future. Families like the Domboskis, the Coddingtons, and the Womers had lived there for generations. Their roots ran deep as the coal mines beneath their feet. But beneath that peaceful surface, something dangerous waited. A vast network of abandoned coal mines, tunnels, shafts, and chambers stretching for miles, packed with coal, all waiting. Then came Memorial Day weekend, 1962. The town council had a problem. The local landfill was overflowing. So they chose a simple solution, the one they'd used many times before. Set the trash on fire, let it burn down, then cover it. 5 volunteer firefighters lit the flame, watched the blaze, and doused it with water and sand. Job done, or so they thought. What they didn't realize was that this section of the dump sat directly above an old coal seam. A seam connected to the entire abandoned mine system beneath Centralia. And once coal catches fire underground, with perfect airflow and endless fuel, it doesn't stop. It can't stop. The fire spread through the mine tunnels like blood through veins, silently, invisibly. For months, no one noticed. At first, there were just odd little things, strange patches where snow wouldn't stick, gasoline in storage tanks getting mysteriously hot, children complaining of headaches, dogs acting nervous. Then, steam. Steam began to rise from cracks in the pavement, not just in the mornings, not just on wet days, every day. By 1979, 17 years after the fire started, the ground temperature in some areas reached 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Route 61 began to buckle and split open, and the people began to worry. Then, in 1981, came the day hell opened up. It was Valentine's Day. 12-year-old Todd Domboski was playing in his grandmother's backyard. The sun was shining, the air was crisp. Then, without warning, the ground beneath him collapsed. A sinkhole, 4 feet wide and 150 feet deep, opened beneath his feet. Todd managed to catch himself on a tree root, dangling over a pit that led straight into the burning earth. Emergency responders arrived. They lowered a thermometer into the hole. It read 180 degrees. Worse, the air at the bottom was filled with lethal carbon monoxide, enough to kill within minutes. Todd had come within seconds of being swallowed alive, and the world finally took notice. The government sent in experts. They tried digging out the fire, flooding the tunnels, injecting chemicals, even considered setting off explosives to collapse the mines. None of it worked. After spending over $7 million, officials came to a terrifying conclusion. Centralia could not be saved. The fire was too deep, too hot, too vast, and it might burn for 250 years or more. In 1984, Congress approved $42 million to relocate the townspeople. One by one, families packed their lives into moving trucks and left. Businesses closed, homes were torn down, churches were bulldozed, a whole town erased. But not everyone left. A handful of residents refused to go. They fought the government in court. They argued that their homes were safe, that they had a right to stay. And a few of them still do, even today. Now, Centralia is a ghost town. Fewer than 5 people remain. The rest is empty lots, crumbling foundations, and silence. One section of Route 61, once part of a bustling highway, became known as the Graffiti Highway, twisted, cracked, and covered in spray paint. A canvas for those curious enough to visit. But the fire? It's still burning. Still spreading underground, still releasing steam and gas into the air. Scientists estimate it's already consumed over 400 acres of coal, and it's still growing. Centralia inspired horror stories, video games, urban legends, but this story is real. It's not the fire that's most terrifying, it's how quickly a town can vanish, how easily life can be reduced to rubble and warning signs. 1,100 people once lived here. They had families, jobs, dreams. Now only the cemetery remains. Their graves warmed by the fire that destroyed their town, and somewhere beneath the ground, the fire waits, burning in silence, feeding on the memory of a town that no longer exists. Some fires never die, they just wait. And in Centralia, Pennsylvania, hell has been waiting for over 60 years.